Well, welcome. Is it okay if I take a few notes while we're talking today?
Yeah, it's fine.
Awesome. Alex, is that short for Alexander?
Yes.
Awesome. And how old are you?
I am 12 years old.
12. Awesome. I have a sheet here. It goes over confidentiality. What confidentiality means is that anything kind of that we talk about in this session or today or going forward will be kept in this room unless it's mandated that I report it. And those situations would be if you feel like harming yourself, if you tell me that you want to harm other people, or if you tell me that somebody's hurting you, such as a family member, a friend, or a grown-up. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, like some of the fun things? What do you like to do? Do you go to school? That kind of stuff.
Well, I grew up in Minnesota in North Branch, and I go to Long Lake Middle School, and I'm really into sports, and I've been playing football this year,
Great.
and I played baseball 4 years in a row.
Good. What's your favorite football team?
Probably the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. Are they doing well this year?
I don't think so, no.
No. Okay.
No.
It's okay, though. We can still root for teams that aren't doing well. Awesome. Who lives at your house?
My mom, my dad, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters.
Awesome. How old are your brothers and sisters?
The oldest is 10. The youngest is 3.
How old are the other two?
Second oldest is 9. And then third oldest is 6.
Okay. And mom and dad, are they still married?
Yes.
Okay. And if you could tell me 2 things about your mom, like 2 words that would describe your mom, what would those be?
Funny and happy.
Good. What about your dad?
Generous and kind.
Good. And how about your brothers?
Weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
And your sisters?
Weird too.
Okay. Do you attend any like church or any other activities besides going to school and playing sports?
Every Sunday and Wednesday night.
Church?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Good. What grade are you in?
6th grade.
Mm-hmm. Is that middle school?
Yep.
And how's that going for you?
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. What does okay mean?
There's been a lot of bullying this year and
Mm.
people picking on each other and starting food fights in the cafeteria and just not being nice to each other in general.
Okay. Would you say that's why you started coming to therapy?
Yes.
Okay. Is the bullying and picking on directly affecting you? Or is it affecting your friends?
It's affecting mainly everyone I know.
And how does it affect you?
When they do something to my friends, it kind of gets under my skin and it makes me mad.
Mm-hmm. So you're feeling pretty mad.
Yes.
Have you been bullied in the past?
Many times, yes.
Okay. When did it all start? Can you remember?
Probably like 3rd grade.
Okay. So you'd have been like 8 or 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the same kids doing it? Has it changed?
It's changed. I've been to like 3 different schools now, so.
Okay. Have you talked to anyone?
No.
No. Yeah, I've never told like your mom or your school counselor
A couple
or
times when it got really bad, I told the principal and my parents.
Okay. Have you lost friends because of it?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Do you feel like it's unfair?
To my friends, yes. They shouldn't be picked on. They're good kids.
But it's okay for people to pick on you?
No.
No. Do you feel like it's unfair to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like you wanted to harm yourself because of it?
No.
No. Do you know what the word suicide means?
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
To kill yourself?
Mm-hmm. Have you ever felt like that because of it?
No.
No. Has any of your friends ever said that they felt like that?
Not that I can remember, no.
Okay. You must have some thoughts on why bullying happens.
Well, it happens because the world's not a perfect place and everybody makes mistakes. I get that. And bullying's just a big thing in our school.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all 3 schools I've been to.
Is it the same kind of like group of people that bully, or does everyone bully?
It's usually just a group with
Mhm.
like 10 people in it.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean when you say the world is not a perfect place?
Many bad things happen in the world that we cannot fix or change.
Mm-hmm. What do you define as bad?
Something not right, or yeah,
Could you give me an example?
like someone stealing something.
Mm-hmm. Why is stealing not right?
Because it's not your property and you didn't earn it.
It's a good definition. How long have you felt like bullying was affecting you?
Since like 3rd grade.
Okay. When it first started, what were the feelings that you felt at first? Like when it first began?
Well, I didn't really know what to feel because it was new to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I just ignored them the first few times, and then just started happening more often. So
Okay. Has bullying ever happened to you in your house? Like
no.
by your siblings?
Well,
by
yeah,
Yeah.
but they don't mean it intentionally. They just do it without even realizing it.
Okay. So it's different at home than
Yeah.
than at school? Can you give me an example of how it happens at home where they don't mean it versus a time when it happens at school?
Like they're just angry and they're not just thinking straight, and they just like hit you and they don't even realize that they did. And
Mm-hmm.
They don't even care about it.
Yeah. And what happens at school?
People just purposely pick on you, and they pick the special needs out of the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Has anybody ever physically hurt you at school?
I've been shoved a couple of times, yes.
Like shoved into something or just shoved out of the way?
Shoved onto the ground.
Would you say that that makes you feel less than of a person? Does that make sense to you, that question?
Yeah. No, it doesn't really make me feel less than a person.
Okay. Does it just make you feel sad?
Yeah.
How do you balance doing homework, having a family, and being bullied but still trying to raise above that and having friends?
What do you mean by that?
How can you, how do you get through a day? Like, let's say there's some bullying, but you still have homework to do, and you still have mom and dad at home and your siblings, and you have friends that you want to hang out with. How do you get through all that in a day?
Well, the bullying I try to ignore, but sometimes it just gets too serious. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And then for homework, they usually give us our homework on Monday for the whole entire week. So I just try to finish it within like the first 3 days, so I can go do whatever other things I'd like to do for the rest of the week and the weekend, and hang out with my friends.
Okay. Does bullying affect your ability to be happy at home or to do things that you would typically like to do? Maybe like go to the skate park or go play baseball or watch the Beagles or that kind of stuff?
No, unless it's one of my siblings that are intentionally doing it.
Mm-hmm. Does it bother you a bit more when it's at home and it's hard to get away from?
Yes.
Okay. What consequences do bullies get?
The worst one got suspended, in-school suspension,
Mm-hmm.
and most of them they just get a warning, or if they do it again, then they like sent home for the day or something.
If you could get 3 things from doing therapy, what 3 things would you want to get out of this? Like maybe let's just say goals. Let's call them goals.
I'd like to get better socially and know how to stand up to people. I'd like to be a good friend
Mm.
and not let bullying get under my skin, and like not let it affect my day.
Good.
Just help ignore it.
Okay, that's awesome. So some coping skills to work on getting through a day, some good communication skills to work on standing up and being able to be assertive without being aggressive like bullies are,
Yeah.
and being able to be a better friend.
Mhm.
That's good. The last question that I have would be, do you know what diversity means?
No.
Okay. So like being diverse can mean a bunch of different things, but like a diversity could be there's different cultural backgrounds of people. So like German people and Irish and Italian and African American and Caucasian, and there's a ton of different cultural backgrounds. It could also mean like some people grow up in rougher neighborhoods than other people. Some people have more money than others. That kind of stuff is all diversity. What do you think diversity plays with bullies?
Well, bullies, they usually go for the people who can't really stand up for themselves, like the special needs or the poor
Mm-hmm.
and the smaller people.
Okay. So you would say that bullying is affected, more people that are bullied are affected when they have lower income or when they have a rougher life.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Let me just look over my notes. I didn't ask you this, but I probably should. How many times have you been to therapy?
One time.
Okay. And did that go well for you? What was the outcome?
It wasn't very good. It didn't really help me with anything.
Okay, so it didn't help. And Alex, what would help? What do you think would help?
What would help for bullying?
For therapy, for getting, because you said the one time you went didn't work. What would work, do you think?
Maybe coming here more often.
Okay. Great. Do you have any questions for myself?
No.
Perfect. Well, it was really good to meet you today. I'm going to schedule with your mom the next few